Hey guys, how's it going? Good morning. So we're starting today off with a surf, but first I'm going to answer one quick question. Maybe I'll answer a few questions throughout the day. This question's from Miguel Otero. Q&A, do you film your entire session while you're surfing with the GoPro? When I'm out surfing like this? If I record the whole session? Nope, I don't, because that would just be a crazy amount of footage if I filmed the entire session. Sometimes I'm out surfing for an hour or 2 hours or more. So I just film each wave. Easier to find the waves, plus I don't have to go through hours of footage. And I'm probably going to be doing a special or campaign or something in the near future. Still thinking about some different ideas. If you have a cool idea for a special, let me know. Love to hear you guys' thoughts. So we're gonna head down to the beach. And the storm didn't hit us. In my last vlog, I was like, oh, look at the massive storm. No storm ever passed by. It was just my imagination. Alright, I just returned from surfing. Now we're going to go hike the farm. And I guess I'll just answer questions along the way. A few questions which you guys have asked me. And I'm also making this vlog in Spanish in the description. Feels like it needs to crack like 20 times. And I feel I left my stomach somewhere back on that road. Oh, that is the bumpiest ride ever, especially on a quad. Quick stop, now we are switching into a car to go with our friend up to finish the drive to the property. We're almost there. Looks like a pretty nice day out. Blue skies over there, dark clouds over there. Perfect. I find that it's very funny, the translation from English to Spanish or Spanish to English. Like, you have to translate the sentence of what you're trying to say, not like word for word. Like, for example, in Spanish, to say dark clouds, you say nubes oscuros. And if I were to translate that word for word, it would be clouds dark. But in English, you don't say clouds dark over there. It can sometimes be a little confusing trying to translate stuff because sometimes words swap places for it to make sense in the other language. Alright guys, we've made it to the hike. I got my backpack full of water, camera gear, well, mostly just the drone and that stuff. It does take up quite a bit of space. So let's get down to some question answering. First question, this is from Mason K. Thank you to everyone who sent me questions in the comments. Do you delete your unedited footage after uploading it, or do you save it? So what I do is I have a folder on my desktop where I keep all the footage for a video. So I keep the thumbnail, the music, all the raw footage of any different camera that I used, and I like to save all my footage on an external hard drive. Some YouTubers don't do that, they delete their footage, but I like to save it. So if in the future I ever need the footage for a video, I don't have to go download the video or something, I just have it. So yes, I do save all my footage. You end up going through terabytes like they're nothing. Plus, I don't want to have all my hard work, all the videos that I've made, all backed up on YouTube because, I mean, YouTube's probably not going anywhere, but you just never know, so better safe than sorry. question from Tommy Tompkins. Thanks for the question. For your next Q&A, and what's the biggest size surfboard you can duck dive? Well, there's no real exact definition or answer to that question because it really depends on how thick, how wide the surfboard is. There can be a surfboard that's 10 feet long, but if it's really thin and really narrow, you can duck dive it. But roughly, from what I've seen, most of the time you're not going to be duck diving a board any bigger than 6 to 7 feet. Of course, there's those times where someone duck dives maybe an 8 foot long surfboard, but for the most part, I'm going to say probably no longer than a 7-foot board. Almost to the top. Whew. Probably sweat a couple gallons of sweat today. Good exercise for the legs. Every time I come up here, it reminds me how beautiful and cool that the view is. As soon as we get to the top, probably take my drone for a spin, get some footage. Yeah, check it out. That's an island, and that is all ocean. Okay guys, the sun just popped out. I feel we're gonna have a very cool golden hour, which makes for really cool drone footage. The ocean looks very blue. Other times that I've hiked up here, the ocean hasn't looked very blue, good for drone flying. So I think while I'm in the air, I will answer a question. I'm enjoying this style of video where I do answer questions as I go on an adventure. It's rather fun, I must say. Well, while I'm in the air, I might as well answer a question. Wait, music, someone turn it down. A little bit more. Yeah, perfect, that's more like it. So first, let's try to get through these trees. Ooh, almost hit the tree. Almost took me out of the sky. I'm not too scared of heights, but I gotta try to not look down. Okay, so this question is from N. Archer. Hello, Atua, what new bow and arrow are you considering getting? Well, the last bow and arrow that I had was a recurve bow, but I broke it like 2 months ago. If I get another bow, it'll probably be a recurve bow or a compound bow. I do like crossbows, but they seemed like there's a lot of moving parts, plus it takes too long to reload. Like you shoot one arrow and then you have to it's a bit of a hassle to reload. So most likely compound or recurve bow, and compound bows are more powerful for their size, but then again a compound bow does have more moving parts, and in Costa Rica where I live, everything seems to rust and little moving parts seem to fall apart very quickly. So most likely just another recurve bow. The last recurve bow that I had, you could actually take apart into 3 pieces. So it was pretty cool because you could take it in your backpack places without having like a big bow. You have to have it in like a big case or something. So that's it for this question. Now we just gotta figure out how to land this flying quadcopter. Okay, first I gotta find myself. Where am I? Oh, there I am. Okay, let me try to catch myself. Ooh, okay, there we go. Okay, I landed the drone, safe and sound, got 2 batteries use out of it, got some cool shots. I flew this really, really sketchy shot right through in between these 2 trees. Those 2 trees, where are they? those two trees right there, like, from this point of view, it looks like a really big space, but when you're at the drone, it's like hovering sideways. You're like trying to get just perfectly through. A few times I was going, and then I almost hit against the tree, and I was able to get all the way through. Just like have the biggest, happiest smile on my face when I get my drone down after a good flight where I know I got some good footage. Last question for today is from Iggy Nord. Iggy Nord, I always see you commenting. Thank you a lot. Appreciate all the questions and support and stuff. I do have a question. Is there a particular leg to attach the surfboard leash to? If so, why? For matter of fact, there is. The leash that you're supposed to attach, the leg which you're supposed to attach the leash of a surfboard to is your back leg. So when you stand on a surfboard, you stand with one leg in the front, one leg in the back. There's two ways to stand. Regular, goofy. Regular is when you have your left foot on the front of the board and your right foot on the back. Goofy is the opposite. Right foot on the front, left foot on the back. There's a few testing methods, some where you push someone to figure out which leg they put in front to figure out which way they are. But I think the best way to do it is if you're going to surf, or if you're going to skateboard or something, try skateboarding or surfing one way, try it the other way. Whichever way feels more comfortable. Usually it'll stand out a lot which way is more comfortable and you'll know right away. Most people are regular, but there are many people who are goofy. Sometimes people will be like, well, you just must be regular. And then you try to surf regular and you always have a hard time. Then you find out you're actually goofy or something. So be sure to try both ways. Today's quote isn't necessarily a quote, it's just kind of something that I saw, and that is, shout out to everyone who is doing their best. So it's not really a quote, but it's just kind of like I don't know, I just kind of felt like saying it. So, good job to everyone who is doing their best in whatever they're doing. Whether you're trying to learn a maneuver in a sport, whether you're trying to acquire an item, whatever you're doing, good job. And if you're not doing your best, you can start doing better by trying harder, trying to accomplish something harder. Not giving up when you maybe fail the first time, not letting other people make you feel like you're not going to be able to accomplish that. Because you do only live once, so why not make the most of it? If you have any questions, leave them down below. Also, you can check out my other Q&As, see if I've already answered your question. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. I do multiple videos a week, adventures, Q&As, surfing, skating, talk about stuff, reviews, all about positivity, inspiring people, adventuring, making the most of everything. Remember to keep always doing more awesome stuff, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, early in the morning.